I'm Dave Ong. I'm from Two Brothers. I'm one of the two brothers that founded the company. We started in 2007. We have two sites. One site where the brewery is located, and this is where all of our production operations occur, and we also have a retail component to the site. And then a second site where we operate all of our sales and logistics out of. I was living in New York, working as a physio, and my brother was living over in Seattle. He was an aeronautical engineer, working for Boeing, and he has been home brewing for a long time. And then we both would meet up on various trips in that northwestern area around Seattle and Oregon, and sort of fell in love with all of the craft beer and the craft beer scene there, and realised when we came back to Melbourne that there was a lack of decent sessionable craft beer around, and we thought what a better place to set up and start than Melbourne, and specifically Moorabbin. So the equipment, we got it out of a brewery called Times Square Brewery, which was in Manhattan, but the trick was extracting it out of Times Square, extracting it out of the building. We actually even had to go to the extent of cutting the front door away with angle grinders to get the wider vessels out. So it was a very challenging and risky operation. So it has a pretty interesting heritage, the equipment. When we first started out 11 years ago, we brewed a beer called the Taxi, which is a German Pilsner. And as the years have progressed, people have started to look at pale ales and IPAs and seasonal stuff like porters and stouts. So we've also brewed all of those. But we tend to stick with a couple of our core products. Our most recent core product is the Kung Fu, which is a rice lager. And so that's actually our biggest seller at the moment. We have two Isuzu trucks. We started out with some other brands when we first started out, and we realised that with our growth and also the fact that we predominantly sell draft, we needed some vehicles that would be able to hold that capacity but still be driven by a regular driver with a standard driver's licence. For that reason, we also selected the AMT transmission. In terms of capacity, the Isuzus for us can hold up to 35, 40 kegs, or a combination of kegs and packaged beer. We have actually two sizes of Isuzu, one with a slightly longer tray that can actually hold up to 45, 48 empty kegs without being stacked, which is nice and safe and gives the driver visibility. One of the main advantages of running our Isuzus is that because they're designed to handle these loads, the road manners are very good when they're fully laden. The issue that we had with smaller light vehicles and other brands, you would load them up and you would have to tell the driver, hey, be careful on the brakes or watch the cornering. This thing drives a little different when it's loaded up. We don't really have that problem with the Isuzus. The trucks would each average 15 to 20,000 Ks a year. That's fairly heavy usage as well. It's stop-start, a lot of stand time, run time between stops. We expect that we would hold both of the vehicles for at least 6 or 7 years through to their exhausted book value, and then replace them with more Isuzus. In terms of durability, quality, reliability, those trucks have really stood out for us, and it was the reason why that we purchased them in the first place.